Hello everyone and welcome to channel M.C.F.A.E, where manifestations come fast and easy when love is aligned with the mind. My name is Nanya Ojibe and this channel is all about spiritual alignment and raising our consciousness so that we can achieve all our goals and live better feeling lives with law of attraction principles and self-discipline. All right. So in this video, I want to talk about how we can help ourselves feel better when we're stuck in a mood, stuck in a rut, or just feeling negative emotions. How can we manifest our best lives when we are in this state? All right. So stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to this video and thank you so much for staying tuned. Remember, if you are feeling the vibe at any point in this video, show some love and like and subscribe because I truly appreciate it. So jumping right back into this video, I just want to share some tips for when we all go through life, life be lifing, and then we feel like we just took 2 steps back, especially within this manifestation journey, the journey that I am also in. I know firsthand that it is not linear. It's not A, B, C, D. Those are not the steps. The universe has lessons for us to conquer and survive so we can thrive. It makes us stronger. It catapults us to our next level. But during that process, during the test, that is when our ego self can get the best of us and we can end up falling back further than what is really needed. Our emotions and just negative thoughts can really take over and have us really disconnected from our source energy, the power within. We can get lost in that illusion and then start creating from that state. And in that state, that's the opposite of our desires. It's the opposite of what we truly want to manifest. That's when our negative desires really come into fruition, is because we're lost in the sauce. And I just recently was lost in the sauce, but I found my way back out. So I can explain this from firsthand experience. I was on a path, steadily going up, minding my business, drinking my water, and then a lesson came out of nowhere, knocked me 2 steps back, and I'm now upset, heated. Like, I already learned this lesson. How am I back here? But I do believe it was a test. I was able to apply the tools that I'm going to share in this video. And now that I feel that I have made it out, I'm much further than where I was when it first happened. So me sharing what I have learned can hopefully add some insight to your life so that when you are in the same step, you can take these tools and catapult yourself. So one of my spiritual mentors is Hicks. And one of her main principles is basically knowing your emotions, knowing how you feel, because we are co-creators. We create everything in our reality, and everything is working out for our highest good, our highest power. And how we create is based on our emotions, how we are feeling. And being in tune with our feelings and our emotions allows us to understand the vibration we are sending out within the universe. Because like attracts like, whatever we're sending into the universe, we're going to receive it right back. So we want to be mindful of where we are emotionally. So Hicks has this emotional guidance scale. And this emotional guidance scale allows us to see what is the frequency that we are sending out into the universe. So a lot of times when we're stuck in a rut or we're just feeling low, we're feeling negative, having negative thoughts, not feeling like our best selves, we are more than likely vibrating on a lower frequency, on these lower emotions. And when we're vibrating on these lower emotions, I feel like that is more so of our shadow self, our ego self. And our ego self just really comes into play only to protect us. So I feel like the ego self does not mean any harm. It's just kind of doing what we taught it to do through our own life experience. But the thing is, when the ego self comes into play, that means we are feeling more feelings of fear. We're in a lack mindset rather than connecting to our highest power, which is more so of abundance. So feelings like anger, insecurity, disappointment, shame, depression, powerlessness, all of that on the lower scale usually comes into play when we're feeling low. But like I said, we are spiritual, powerful beings. We have the ability to raise our vibration. We can easily go up this emotional scale and reach our highest power, which is joy, appreciation, love, passion, knowledge. So if you're having a bad day, acknowledge that you're having a bad day. and know that it's going to be okay. Give yourself grace. Understand that you're a co-creator and you have the power. And it's actually your responsibility to raise your vibration. You are creating your life, the life of your desires. So we have to be responsible and accountable in how we feel and what we're doing, how we're showing up, and what we're creating. And the first step we should make in climbing up the vibrational scale is acknowledging where we are. And know that it's a part of you. This emotion is going to catapult you. You need this emotion to learn the next lesson. So now that you have owned your emotion and you know where you stand on the emotional guidance scale, you need to do what you need to do in order to make yourself feel better so that you can raise your vibration. How do you make yourself feel better? And really, how do you make yourself feel better? Regardless of what anyone else has to say about what you do, what will make you feel better in the moment? And it could be simple things like taking a bath. Whatever you do, I would suggest that it's only you doing it so that you can rely on yourself to make yourself feel better. A lot of the times, I remember when I first started learning this, I would call someone. I would call like a best friend or call my mom, someone that I thought would make me feel better. But I realized when I was in that state and I would call on someone to make me feel better, that's putting so much pressure and responsibility on the other person to make me feel better, to handle something within me. And that's not fair because my friend or my mom might be having a bad day and they don't have time to make me feel better. And then I'm even more upset because they're not fulfilling my expectation. So that can go in a whole spiral if you're depending on someone else to make you happy. Even if you have a lover, a spouse, that's great. Have them be there to support you. But the main goal is for you to make yourself feel better. Like I said, this is your reality that you are co-creating. You and your highest power. So go within and figure out what you need to do to raise your vibration. A lot of times when I do feel tightness, I do get on the lower side, get a little angry. I like to just breathe. I like to breathe through it. So meditation helped me a lot. So when you start owning your feelings and learn new ways to make yourself feel better, you're taking your power back and putting it in your own hands. And when you do that, since you're doing something different, you become different. You move different. You're vibrating higher. And it may not feel like much of a difference. That's why we want to be mindful in our emotions and our feelings, because once you do something different to better yourself, you are actually raising your vibration, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because let's take a look at the guidance scale again. You may have been feeling depressed for a good minute, feeling down, feeling powerless, like you can do nothing, but doing little things to make yourself feel better, you now may be in the energy of anger and revenge. A lot of people, especially because that affects other people in your reality, may be taken back. So during this time, it's important not to take anything personally, because especially with something like anger, people are going to want you to go back to how you were before, which is feeling more powerless. But when you do feel angry, you do feel like you have power. You do feel like you have control over your situation, and there's something you can do about it. It may not be the best decision, but there is something you can do, and that feels a lot better than feeling like there's nothing you can do. So understand, when you're in these lower vibrations, do not need to prove it to anyone else. You know your emotions, you know your feelings. That's why we have to get mindful of them. If you went from powerless to now feeling anger, own that that is a step up, and then keep going, because that is not the goal. That's still a low vibration. You still won't be manifesting your desires. But from anger, you can release that energy and now maybe feel doubt. That's a higher vibration from anger, because now you see that there's something on the other side. There is some hope, but yet you're still doubtful, but the hope lingers. The hope has shined. It is there. And then feel good about that state you're in. Even though it may not feel technically good, you emotionally might not feel that well because it is still a low vibration, but acknowledge how far you came. You just went from powerless to anger to now doubt. So you understand the pattern. Keep going up the scale. And this is a whole transformation. This is a journey. So while you're mindful of yourself during this journey, be kind to yourself. Do not beat yourself up with this. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your friend. Have grace and understanding of this journey. I would suggest when you're going through this is to write it all down. Journal it out. You can look back and look at what you wrote when you were depressed. versus look at where you were when you were angry. And you can just feel good about the transformation you made, the steps that you are making to make yourself feel better. Believe in yourself, love on yourself during this time. Think about other situations that you have overcame. Think of what you went through and how you survived that. You're a thriver. You can thrive through this life. You've already shown yourself that you can do it. So remind yourself of how powerful you are. Activate those thoughts and activate those emotions. Because if you're activating those positive thoughts and that reinforcement, you can't activate your fear as well. Both of those cannot coexist in the same mind. So let's just be mindful of our thoughts, be mindful of our emotions, and understand that raising our vibration can look like a process. Give ourselves kindness, love, and grace through this process. Understand that this is something that we have to do. This is our responsibility. Own it. Acknowledge it. Because when we do, we activate power within ourselves. We activate our highest potential. And I promise you, when you do that, you will begin to see your manifestations coming to you fast and easy. Mwah. All right, y'all. Love you so much. Thank you for staying tuned, and I'll see you next week. Bye.